Sam.
Cam.
Sam and Cam.
All right, Sam.
Welcome back.
Well, let's get to it. I'm going to...
Cam has the controller, so we're just gonna...
It's the original...
Yeah, this is the original... Oh, that's kind of cool that when you beat the game, it's just the normal...
yeah.
Normal thing.
Oh, cool. Watch all the cutscenes.
All the cutscenes for both modes. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I'm going to open up the last key to rewards in Sora mode.
Yeah, we never... we thought we had them all, but we missed one, evidently. Yeah. And then that will be the actual final...
Yeah, and while I do that, Sam...
Yeah, so now
regale us with all your thoughts on this game.
Now that I've beaten the game, I will mention my final thoughts. Oh, are you trying to figure out?
I had to actually leave. So.
Yeah. All right. Good. So it's fine that it'll take a while. It's whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I have to also find out where.
Yeah. Also, probably in case you do run into enemies. I think cool. I have a...
I could just do, this.
Okay. Well, in case you do run into enemies, I'm pretty sure I have my Blizzaga deck.
Yeah.
Anyway, so now that I've beaten the game, I think what I had said... I said this a while ago. Oh, that was the Marluxia deck, not the Blizzaga deck. Anyway, now that I've beaten this game, what I said a while ago was I really liked the combat, and I can, but I can see why some fans might not. I think that's actually still true, or still feel that way. That I think there are some that even though the combat definitely gets substantially better as the game goes on, and there's Riku mode, which is more action-based for those people anyway. I think you have to go up. There's a substantial cohort of people that probably wouldn't enjoy this game. I'm not one of those people. I thought Chain of Memories was great. In fact, it's great that I can't even really compare it in quality to Kingdom Hearts 1 because it's just so different. It's a very different experience, and story wise, it has a lot to add to the series and all that other stuff. But it's a very different experience. It's very much more about mixing action tropes and sometimes you're allowed to go ham, sometimes you have to be more patient, and you have to you have to all right, actually look at your cards and figure out the right card to play. Or sometimes you have to wait for them to play a card so you can break it, which, depending on what the situation is and what character you're playing, has a whole host of different consequences, right? It's much more about the flow of battle than Kingdom Hearts 1 is. And I can see why someone who really likes the action gameplay of Kingdom Hearts 1, which is a straight-up action RPG, might not be a fan of that. But I would say, even if that's not your thing, give this game an actual go. Even if you've watched this from the beginning, I think, to really appreciate what the game has to offer, you have to play it, and you have to learn for yourself about how the flow of battle works, and about how all of these different things connect to each other, because it's just very different. And I think different in a good way. I think a lot of people, there are people that are very extreme about they should never change the stuff that made a series good, and it should always be the same with maybe some minor variations. And then there are other people that are kind of the opposite, where but if it's too much the same, it's boring. If you don't add anything, then what's the point? You might as well have made it DLC or something, right? I don't know. I don't really subscribe to either of those viewpoints precisely. I think it depends a lot more on the history and the context of each individual series. But I don't know. After playing this game, I'm upset that there are people who are just like, nah, I'm just gonna skip all the spin-offs or whatever, because it's like, you know, not only is there Halloween Town we missed.
Yeah, before I do Halloween Town, there's one more thing, so keep going. So
not only you know, because like, you know, like, not only do the spin-offs have story significance, they also, you know, they also just introduce unique and interesting gameplay. I mean, like, even like, that should really be enough, if you ask me. You know, the story impact shouldn't really mean anything, I don't think. Are we going to do this?
Sure. Come along and help me find my friends. We already did that whole thing, but there's one thing that you missed.
Oh.
You never found Piglet.
Oh. Huh? Do you want to do Piglet or should I? Why is he running? Like,
you can do Piglet.
Oh, is this all he does? Can we talk to him?
There.
Oh! Oh no! Oh dear! Don't mind me! You're not Pooh's friend? Well, I mean, I'm not Pooh's friend.
Why, hello there, Piglet.
Oh, it's you, Pooh. I'm so relieved. I finally found someone. I got separated from the others, and I was so worried I didn't know what to do. That explains why you were so fidgety.
Piglet, why don't you come with us to look for the rest of our friends?
What? Oh my, I don't know. Oh, what should I do? Guess he doesn't want to come. Just gonna leave him. Wait, please.
Have you decided to join us, Piglet?
Well, no, I'm still thinking. But before you got here, I found something strange in the shrubs. I thought it might help you to find everyone else.
There you go. Here's a slate that you never learned.
Oh, okay. Not that I would have ever used it, because it has Tinkerbell in it. Which is a weird thing to say, because she was so useful.
There.
Okay, I got a trophy out of that.
Okay, yeah, keep going with what you were saying before.
Yeah, so I was saying it's upsetting that there are people that just straight up, like, they don't play the spin-offs, like, and even just the unique gameplay should be enough. I mean, I don't know a ton of different games, but I can't think of a game that plays really anything like Chain of Memories, unless you want to count like the Battle Network series, which gets close-ish.
I mean, Battle Network series is pretty much just a better version of the GBA Chain of Memories.
Yeah.
I would not say it is close to this Chain of Memories.
Yeah. Like, it's, you know, you can kind of see maybe some similarities, but it's like, it's largely different stuff entirely. So, you know. So, you know, I think everyone should play this game just, you know, like, forget about the story. Whether it affects the story doesn't matter, because if that was all you were interested in, then fine, you can just, you know, you can, like, look at the cutscenes or something, you know? To me, it's really about what the gameplay brings and also how it connects to the story. You know, it's not just about story or just about gameplay, it's how they connect, at least in my mind.
Yeah. And the series is pretty good at connecting story and gameplay.
Bottomless 6, I think. And then you've got a 4. Or that. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter.
If you want to hear my thoughts, I just think that this is an excellent game. Like, you know me, I don't judge games by story, judging by gameplay, and I think that this is an excellent game. But I do think that GBA Chain of Memories was one of the worst games I've played.
Yeah, and I think that may have turned some people off. Bind.
Yeah.
Ooh, Slate Master. That's not that great a card. Or Slate. Ooh. Bond of Flame. That looks suspiciously like Axel's weapon, but in Keyblade form.
Yep. GBA Chain of Memories to this is one of my strongest reasons for why bad games kind of deserve remakes more than good games.
Yeah, that's my viewpoint too, but I guess a lot of bad games, because they're bad, are going to be forgotten, and so you lose that ability to bank on like star power, unless it's a bad game in a well-known or otherwise good series.
I don't even know how they managed to remake this game. Like, Chain of Memories only existed because Nintendo wanted a Kingdom Hearts game. And then they but then I guess they were like, okay, the people following the story are going to be on PlayStation, so we might as well bring the story to them too. But yeah, now I do like the story, don't get me wrong. I think that okay, so I've said before that Riku mode is the one actually connecting to this. God, I hope the mic's not. Sorry, there were a bunch of sirens outside. Yeah, Riku's mode is the one that's actually connecting the story, but to the later games. But I'm not saying that Sora mode is pointless.
Yeah,
because Sora's mode is the one that actually has the point of the game, the themes, friendship and stuff. That's really where Sora, Doll, and Goofy become as good friends as they are.
It's not like just because he doesn't remember what happens at the end doesn't mean none of it matters, or that that it's not important, or that it won't come up later. I mean, the way it ends is that Sora and Naminé are going to try to find each other and meet and maybe become friends on their terms. Which I have no doubt actually happens in a later game, whether it's Birth by Sleep or Dream Drop Distance or Kingdom Hearts 2, or maybe not even until Kingdom Hearts 3. Whenever it happens, it happens, and it's surely to be in this arc.
But plus, the major villains die in both Sora mode and Riku mode.
Yeah.
And
Sora is not even going to be able to meet all of the organization members because a whole bunch of them died when he wasn't there. As far as I know, anyway, unless they're brought back by some means, he's not going to know Lexius or Zexion.
Yep.
He only knows Axel, Larxene, Vexen, and Marluxia. And then there's the whole bunch of others that are in the bonus cards that weren't even in this game otherwise, like Roxas or Zemnis or Zigbar, whoever these people are.
Remember the one that you use the most?
Yeah, and Demix.
Yep, that's my boy. That's my baby boy right there, Demix. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'll just save it.
We don't need to be back in the fun.
Yeah, we're
done with the game. So
yeah, we are just totally done. Sam also beat both modes on Proud mode, so it's not even
Obviously, I have no base of comparison, but I never felt that I never had a point in any battle where
look at the difference of time between the two modes.
Yeah. Which still isn't even that bad. I mean, Sora's mode definitely felt much longer than Riku's, and yet I only took 3 times as long to beat it, right? 25 hours is, to me at least, doesn't seem that bad.
No, 25 hours is short for an RPG.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely not a long game. As
and a lot of those hours are just cutscenes, so that's not even actual playtime.
Yeah, actual playtime could very well be closer to 20 hours than 25.
You are very.
I mean, that's probably
you're undershooting the length of these cutscenes, Sam.
Undershooting?
Yes.
5 hours of cutscenes seem like a lot. Although, I don't know, maybe I'd have to... I could probably... Now that I've beaten the game, I could probably be all Chain of Memories cutscenes in HD, and then just see what the length of that video is.
Now, okay, this is going to really, Here, I'm going to pose my pal Goofy. This is going to really, trigger some people. I'm sorry for using that term because I don't really know how else to say it. Because we're not going to go in order from this point on. Because I think the gameplay of 2 Final Mix is so good, and I don't want to ruin that by having Sam play Birth by Sleep after that. We are instead going to take a different route. We're not going to do things totally out of order, so the stories will still make some semblance of sense. But next time, we're going to watch the cutscenes for 358 Days Over 2, and then we're going to play Birth by Sleep.
Yeah.
I will probably not record 358 Days Over 2 because that's just cutscenes, and like that is just over like that because it's just cutscenes.
Yeah, I don't know if there's like a funny joke or something, or some meme, maybe we'll do that, or we'll just try to summarize the events at the beginning of Birth by Sleep. I don't know.
I think anyone following this isn't following for the story. Come on.
I would hope not. Anyway, this could be a pretty terrible way to experience the story of a game. I'm gonna be honest with you,
but it would be the great way to see the gameplay because I think we're doing a good job of showcasing that, and that's what we're focusing on.
If you were here for just the story and nothing else, you should. If you weren't going to play the game, then you should go look up a regular walkthrough or something.
Yeah,
or a cutscene like montage or just a summary of the plot, because this is not. Although honestly, again, it's like. This is part of what annoys me too, and why I don't entirely get why that's. And this is not really a Kingdom Hearts related discussion, so I don't know how much of this we'll talk about on recording. But it's weird that people think, like when we talk about movies, right? Also, nice tech. When we talk about movies, right? It's always like, oh, you should see the movie, right? You should blah blah blah. People frown on looking up the synopsis for a movie. People frown on looking up a synopsis for the movie. Yeah, might as well beat up some enemies in the background. People frown on looking up like the synopsis of a movie, like on Wikipedia or something. But then like for a game that's like seen as okay. Yeah, somehow. And it's like some people will probably like are going to be up my ass telling me like, oh, that's just because games are longer, right? You know, a movie is generally speaking no more than maybe 2 to 3 hours at most. But here's my problem with that, right? A lot of people will watch cutscene compilations, which are much longer than any movie, maybe shorter than the game. You remember, you get the mages there. They're much shorter than any game, but like you can't, like that's still a long time. And yes, maybe it doesn't require like interactive skill or whatever, but like I don't know. And then this is to say nothing of how gameplay affects story, which it does in a lot of these games. Yeah,
people just act like gameplay is just a filler between cutscenes, but no. The gameplay affects stories, especially in a game like Kingdom Hearts. And so that's also why I feel like it's a shame that we're going to be watching the cutscenes for 358 Days Over 2, but we really don't have a way to play it.
Yeah, I mean, it's I believe it's only a DS game, right?
Yeah.
It was never ported to another console, so...
Like, I could just make Sam play it, but we wouldn't have a recording.
Yeah, or, I mean, like, I guess
I do want to play it with him later.
Yeah, I could perhaps, like, I don't know how we would do this. There could be, like, I don't know, some kind of other video where it's just me summarizing my thoughts on the actual gameplay to footage of maybe not my gameplay or like an emulated version or something just in the background or something. I don't know how we would do that, but yeah, it's unfortunate that not every... Actually, that's part of what... I mean, maybe it's just not easy. Maybe for gameplay reasons, it's harder to port that over than it is to port...
It's hard to port over, and also they spend a lot of time porting and remaking the games for HD because, remember, Square didn't have the source codes.
Yeah, I was going to say that, like... I was going to theorize that, like, the intense pressure to like, keep things focused by the fans, to keep things focused on the numbered titles, might have like motivated them to be like, you know what, let's just not port this one. But That may not be the case. I think Kingdom Hearts Recoded is in the same boat. It was only a DS game.
Yeah.
It was never. I mean, and then that'll be a cutscene compilation as well.
Yeah.
So we'll figure out how we're gonna do that.
So, but yeah, definitely next time we meet, we're gonna watch the Days Over 2, and then we'll start Birth by Sleep, and then
Death by Real Shit,
and then finally we will play
Kingdom Hearts
2. See you guys.